This video examines how we can redesign lecturing to improve skill development in students. If you want to start a heated conversation among high school teachers, just open a debate on lecturing. Teachers usually have strong opinions on this teaching strategy. Proponents of lecturing point to its ability to deliver content quickly with little prep. They argue that it helps students to develop their listening and note-taking skills, which are essential to success in post-secondary institution and professional workplaces. Critics point out that this method disengages learners because it is passive, abstract, and requires multitasking. Furthermore, the method fails to target inquiry and application skills. Interactive lecturing attempts to resolve this debate by keeping all the benefits of lecturing, but modifying the method to create an active learning experience in which inquiry and application skills are targeted. Interactive lecturing also avoids multitasking and creates meaningful context to the theory. The easiest way to illustrate interactive lecturing is to compare and contrast two lectures that use the different models. To do this, I will compare my old lecture on water structure and properties to my newer interactive version. This is a screenshot of my old lecture slide deck. Every slide is a summary of the theory I wish to cover with students. When I delivered this lecture, I would pause periodically to illustrate the information through demonstrations, and I would diagnose students' understanding by using questions that primarily focused on recall and applications of the theory. I ended the lecture on an interesting fact that I hoped added interest to the experience, but which contained information that was not really essential to my course. In the new lecture, I broke the slide deck into 3 to chunk the information better for students. This is a screenshot of part 1. Please note that even though the slide deck is longer for the interactive lecture, the delivery time was the same. The length of the deck is due to how the information is presented rather than to how much time it takes to deliver. In this lecture model, I did very little instruction. Mostly, I presented data and had the students analyze it through discussion. I guided their analysis through Socratic questioning and gave feedback to the process. I also summarized key theoretical points we were gaining an understanding of through our analysis. After the lecture, students had to consolidate their understanding in a dual-coded note that combined text and images. I ended the first part of the lecture with questions that provoked students to use their application skills to predict upcoming concepts before we moved on to part 2 of the lecture. Links to my files associated with these tasks are in the video description below. For the record, I feel that part 3 of this lecture still needs some work, but it is better than before. If you are a teacher, feel free to download these files and use it to analyze the strategies involved in interactive lecturing. If you're an educator and this subject matter interests you, please consider subscribing to this channel. My sincere hopes is that my videos are useful to others and helps me to consolidate and reflect on my practice. And finally, if you're an educator, good luck on your journey. We are all in this together.